Uh, Welcome back to Chasing Chips. You know what? You're back. It's been a minute, but look at 11-0. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. Clip show. We haven't lost to the Lakers since the bubble, and yes, the Lakers won a chip that time. But look at here, man. 11-0. We just don't lose against them. It's a wrap. It was a blowout since the beginning. LeBron tried to make a little comeback in the third quarter, and then after the game, he gonna blame it on, oh, it's because it was the second game of the back-to-back, and that one it got against. Come on, man. The Clippers have the second most back-to-backs. You know what I'm saying? Than any team in the league. The team that beat them is the Wizards. So I'm not going. Please don't use that excuse, LeBron. Just say you lost. You know what I'm saying? Just take the L. You know what I mean? Yeah. Russ had a great first half. Bones went crazy in the fourth. Kawhi went nuts. I mean, look it. Now look it. This is where we're at now. 4-5. Me and you, brother. It looks like we might be matching up in the first round. For the longest, I've been like, I don't want to see y'all. And I still don't, because you sent me this in our text. KD has only lost 2 games out of the last 23.
25.
He's probably not 25. He probably won't lose going into the end of the year. Y'all scary, man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that. Y'all scary.
Yeah, we're pretty tough. I actually think that I'm happy for you, and I know you're in your moment and stuff, but it's gonna be tough matching up with you first round if that's the case, because I'm not gonna lie, Charles, I don't have much confidence for you. If Paul George doesn't play, that's really tough. And
it's tough.
You guys are deep. I get that. I was looking at your lineup the other day, and I'm familiar with it, but then I just did a refresher, and you got a solid squad on in your bench. Norman Powell is your 6th option or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm just saying you guys are pretty deep and healthy. You guys are a threat. But if Paul George is not going to play the first round, I think you guys are in trouble.
Yeah, I it's tough for me to be like, we're not. It's just, I think with him not playing in the first round, or just we don't know yet, but most likely not, according to the reports. It's just gonna be a tough game.
Right.
Kawhi's got to go crazy, and we can do ifs and all this stuff for the longest time. We're looking at the rosters, just what we got now, who's playing right now versus who y'all are playing. I'm sorry, the top 4 teams in the league that are dangerous to win this chip is the Bucks, the Sixers. 5, the Sixers, the Celtics, and then the Warriors and the Suns. Honestly, those are it. I think those 5 are the best chance of winning the chip this year. I'll be surprised if anybody out of those 5 win. I'm sorry, it's KD, Book, and and Chris CP3 is one of my favorite point guards of all time, and him to be the 4th option on your team is wild.
With that statement, what's wild about that statement is that, one, I agree with it. I agree with it. That's not the wild part. But I would say that what's wild is the top 3 teams in the West, no one is really taking seriously or putting in their top chances to win a championship. And that's pretty remarkable. I would say, I'd have to do the research, but it's interesting to think about that. I don't know if that's happened in a long time, to where the top 3 team in one division wasn't a favorite to win the championship or even to go to the finals.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they don't put a lot of fear in you. Usually the top 3 teams are fearful. On the East side, definitely the top 3 teams on the East side. You're the Sixers, the Celtics, and the Bucks. You're scared of them. Those are scary teams on that side. Top 3 on this side, I don't think anybody's scared of them. Kings.
I think that the Nuggets should be taken seriously, for sure. The Kings,
they just lost to the Rockets.
Yeah, I'd say that De'Aaron Fox has really taken a leap, and I think he's been amazing to see. And Sabonis is solid, but when I look at the rest of that team, I'm like, little unproven. And I mean, what do you got? Malik Monk. You got Herder.
He comes off the bench.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of like their threats in the playoffs. You know, like who's going to be the difference makers in the playoffs? And I think they're limited with difference makers in the playoffs. And then you look at Memphis, and Memphis is a solid team, but they're just young. And I know it's late. Everyone says that. I feel like it's lazy to like bring that up because it's overplayed. But I don't know. I think Memphis as well should be taken somewhat seriously, just with the fact that they have a lot of continuity and they played together for a while, I feel. And Ja's playing out of his mind, and Jaren Jackson is holding it down on defense and stuff. So I think it's like the 3 through 5 is what I'm like iffy about with the Grizzlies. You know, Dylan Brooks is super inconsistent. And who else? The buff guy? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Desmond Bane.
But I think he's more than Dees. He's good. But I'm just like, he's not a difference maker, I feel.
It's not a difference maker. It's not. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's the lockdown defense. It's somebody on your team that's going to be the lockdown defender that's going to guard the other guy and make it difficult. And for me, the Nuggets don't have that guy. Memphis guy.
Well, Aaron Gordon Aaron Gordon's a great defender, and KCP is a great defender too. I think they just have some big gaps for the people that aren't great defenders. Like I think Jokic is not a good defender, and I think MPJ is a terrible defender. I think Jamal Murray has lost a step, so he's a terrible defender. That's where I think the hole is for me with the Nuggets is the unreliability on the defensive end. Unless you think Aaron Gordon is just going to guard everyone, you know, and he is really good. But and KCP is solid. But
I mean, 3
players that are defensive liability.
I mean, and the reason why people are like, why y'all keep talking about the Nuggets? Because if Josh and I are playing against each other in the first round, our second round game is the Nuggets. I don't care who's in 8th place. They're not beating the Nuggets. I don't care who it is. They're not beating the Nuggets in the first round. Nuggets are not losing the first round. This is not going to be no upset. Yeah. That's not going to happen. It's the second round that I know is going to be tough for them. And that's where it gets the thing. The thing that's good about being in the 6th spot is that you got a little easier route. I'm not saying – I think it's easier to go against the Kings or Memphis in the first round or the second round than to go against the Nuggets and say, I think the Nuggets are a more complete team, but I still wouldn't put them in my top 5 to win the chip. You know what I mean? I just think there's other teams that are fully healthy that are better than them, and that's the Warriors. If Andrew Wiggins is back, they're back. That's the world champs. You can't doubt them. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And then you like I said, you got KD, Book. You want to run people off the 3-point line and make them shoot twos. You got 3 of the best mid-range shooters of all time on the same team. So that's why it's hard for me to put them in the top 5. Do I think the Nuggets can do it? They put together and they're not being called soft by their coach after losing to the Rockets, which he loves to do once every 3 months is call his team soft. That's his like go-to as a coach. My team's just playing soft. And he does it. He says out in the media, but that's my thing. I know a lot of things. A lot of people have been talking about, asking me, why don't we talk about the East Coast? Why don't we talk about the Eastern Conference? So let's jump on over there.
Okay.
The MVP is Embiid. He's sitting in the East. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as well. Yep. I'd agree with that for sure.
Do you think the Sixers can actually beat the Celtics? After watching Embiid put up 50 points on 80% shooting, do you think the Sixers really can beat the Celtics in the 7-game series? Because we know the Bucks are going to walk to the conference finals. We know if they're first, they're walking to the conference finals. It's all about that Celtics-Sixers series that's going to happen in the second round.
Yeah, I think.
Do you think the Sixers can do it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I think that they can do it, and I think they will do it. And I think that the Celtics are a little overrated as far as just the media perception right now, I feel. I think it goes Bucks, Sixers, Celtics. And I'm not saying the Celtics aren't good. I'm just saying that, I mean, I saw Tatum in the finals, was it last year?
Yeah, just last year.
You know, there was some ups and downs. I felt little inconsistencies, and that's your best player. Jaylen Brown is notorious for being, somewhat inconsistent at times. I don't know. He's been balling lately though, so I'm not, and then they got a good squad, but I'm just saying, like, you're comparing it to another great team, and they're rolling right now. And Joel Embiid's playing out of his mind. James Harden is, somehow found half more of a step, and
Maxey been going crazy.
And then you got the Bucks, and the Bucks are just like got Giannis, and that's it. I think the Bucks have some holes, depending on if Chris Middleton is back in true form. But I think those other two teams are better than the Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I feel like Embiid is the difference. I think James and
he's MVP.
Yeah, I think James can step it up a little bit. Yeah, I think James can step up. I think Tyrese Maxey can step up. And I just think Embiid is going to go crazy. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I know you just saw his recent comments about how he learned how to shoot from watching videos of white dudes shooting threes. As a white dude that shoots, did you love that comment? Do you appreciate being like always assume that you can shoot? Is that something that you enjoy, having that type of like kind of stereotype? Is that a fun stereotype to have?
I don't know. I never really thought of it, honestly. But yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I think that it is funny, and it is it's something that you lean into if you make it work. It's like the Billy Hoyle kind of like movie scene, whenever he like comes up and he's like goofy looking and wearing just like ridiculous clothing, and comes up and just starts balling. Like, that is an iconic moment, and I feel like every white dude strives for that, to be respected on the basketball court, and you want people to assume that you're not good, and then you just have perfect form, and then you got these guys like JJ Redick and Kyle Korver just like holding it down for us, shooters out here.
So have you ever got that assumption where like you've walked on the court and you play in St. Louis, you're born and raised? I know you stepped on multiple courts where you're the only white dude there, and they're like, have they automatically just deemed you? Oh man, I'm gonna pick up this white boy right here because I know he can shoot. Without even don't even know you. Have you heard that before?
Nah. I think it's like typically it depends on, like, I don't know. I feel like most people like judge based off of your like when you're warming up. Like, you can tell. Like, if you hoop, like usually like you're peaking when someone's warming up, especially if you're about to like put together a team, and you can initially see like does he have good mechanics? Like, does he look athletic? Is he shooting pretty well? Or like, I can tell within probably about 5 seconds of watching you like warm up, if you're gonna be like decent or good or like bad. Like you grading them while they're warming up. It's always funny. Like it's like you pull up to a court and then like shoot with your wrong hand, and then they're gonna think you're trash, and then it's kind of fun.
Oh man, I love doing that. I shoot with the wrong hand. I miss layups. I jog around. I'll grab my knee. I act like I'm slow, because that's the biggest thing. My speed kills people. So especially at this age, like I get on the court, I try not to show that at all until like the ball is up in there and we playing. Like they're like, oh goddamn, he fast. Yeah. So that's usually what it is, which is a great thing about it. But that story was really funny because Embiid was like, which is trying to get a shot right. And, it's a known fact that the best shooters are usually white, even though when you look at the NBA playbook or NBA, like, shooting, like, who has all the records, they all black guys. But that's because the majority of the NBA is black. So, obviously, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I thought he had to be man. That's so funny. Well, let's talk about my Suns. I do want to rant about the Suns real quick.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So everyone's talking about our bench right now being unreliable, and it's something that it's like, how can I criticize the Suns right now? Because I got to find something to balance it out and create this narrative that it's going to be a competitive playoff series in the West. I'm not speaking for the finals yet. Who knows about that? I don't even want to think about that yet. But as we get to the West, I just want to make it clear that our bench throughout the season, and you got to keep in mind that, we had Cam Johnson, and there, we made some shifts,
Yes,
but for the season, we're around 11th in scoring in our bench, and we're top 5 in point differential. So I'm just saying, and I think the Suns overall are like at least a top 10 defense in the league. I think they're at 7, they're like 6 or 7 right now. And then you have the lethal scoring ability of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Ayton, on the offensive side. And then people are sleeping on Chris Paul, man. I'm telling you, people are sleeping on this man. They don't remember that in the playoffs last year, he had a field goal percentage of 100%. He made all his field goals in a playoff game and broke a record in the NBA for as many field goals made without missing in a game. And he put up I think it was like 33 points.
Yeah,
that was
he went
first
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, that was just last year. Do you guys forget that this guy actually can shoot the ball? Like, if your strategy is to leave Chris Paul open, then good luck. Because he's been waiting for this his whole life. And I'm sorry, like, Chris Paul isn't called point guard for nothing. And I know he's old. I'm not saying he's Chris Paul of young age. I'm just saying, like, if you leave a legend open, a Hall of Famer open, and that's your strategy, like, good luck. Like, I don't know what to say. If he misses it, if he misses these open shots,
I didn't know.
And if he goes out like that, I'd say that, like, maybe he is cursed because the math ain't mathin' if you think that you're going to leave Chris Paul open and expect him just to, like, not knock down these shots, because he's a fourth quarter assassin. He's reliable in the fourth quarter. Everyone knows this. Then people are forgetting. Just because he's gotten old doesn't mean he hasn't changed. He's changed as a player and as clutch player. So I don't know. That's my rant.
No, Chris Paul can still hit the mid-range. He can still hit a wide-open three. It's very difficult. You got to pick your poison. And unfortunately, your poison is Chris Paul. Because if you got to double KD. You got to double Booker. You got to, hopefully, if you have a center that can guard Ayton, you don't have to double, but you still kind of, most likely you have to. So you're leaving who open? Okogie or CP3. Now, if Okogie hits 1 or 2 threes, maybe a layup or jump, I think the biggest thing, if Okogie scores 10 points a game, y'all walk into the finals.
Yeah.
If Okogie gets 10 points.
Right.
What
I like about Okogie too is that he gets hustle points, so he's gonna, he's not gonna always be reliable from like the corner threes and stuff like that. He's not our star player, but what I like about Okogie is that he gets hungry. Like, he goes and gets the ball off the glass. He's getting offensive rebounds. He gets points from those kind of like scrappy, opportunities. So Okogie is going to get his 10 points just because he's probably our biggest hustler on the team. The guy just is really underrated on defense, and he's had a tremendous year with us. And, we got some Okogie haters out there, I'm sure. But I'd say that he's not bad. He's not bad at all. If he hustles the whole game, I think he's better than Landry Shamet. Take that.
Oh, my gosh. yes, definitely better than Landry Shamet. So the last thing,
dude, did I tell you that I ran into? Hold up. Did I tell you that in Mardi Gras I ran into a guy that had a Shamet jersey on, and I was drinking at Mardi Gras, right? And I'm just like walking around, and I see him, and then I'm like, Shamet, and I don't even like acknowledge. I'm just like, I like go the other way because I was just like, I'm not about to talk to the dude that bought a Shamet jersey. I'm sorry, a Shamet Suns jersey, and then I see like him hit me on the back of the shoulder, and it was like tapping me. It was like, oh, what's up, man? Another Suns fan. What's up? I'm like, oh, I saw the Shamet jersey, and I'm just like not a fan right now. He's been playing horrible, and he's like, oh, that's my cousin, and I'm just like, oh shit. Right. I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I just don't like Shaman, man. I'm sorry. Like, but I love the Suns, so we got that going. Like, I just got caught in that moment, and I was kind of drunk too. So to be fair.
Oh, that's funny. Oh
yeah.
man, what did he say after that?
It was just like cool? He was nice. He was nice about it. Like, you know, he understood. Shaman is trash.
Yeah, he's not playing well. So here we are at the end. We got the Dallas Mavericks looking outside looking in. Everybody's kind of talking about if they don't make it, they got to definitely try to sign Kyrie. And they got to sign some pieces. I'm on the stand. If they sign Kyrie and they keep Luka, that team is still not that good. So I don't think it matters.
You got to make more moves.
You got to make a lot more moves, and it's
or
not.
You got to play Christian Wood, maybe try playing Christian
Wood.
They
do play him.
Do they? They don't start him.
He goes back and forth. He's Mr. Inconsistent. Yeah, he's Mr. Inconsistent. But
really,
before we go, is there anything else you want to say about your Suns? You got a few more games left. Do you think you're gonna play your full squad against us and the Lakers, or you guys are gonna rest the rest of the way? That's what I want to know.
I think resting would not make sense. I think a minute's restriction would make sense. But do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. I think that, if anything, don't play your main starters on a back-to-back. Whether you play them today versus the Nuggets or you don't, I'm fine with you playing one of them games versus the Lakers or the Nuggets, but not both on a back-to-back. Don't like that. So, you play 2 out of 3 games, you're fine.
Okay. Sounds good. And with the Clippers, they got the Portland Trailblazers. I feel like everybody's going to play that just to give us a little bit of room. But I think it kind of goes off of how the Warriors do tonight. If the Warriors win tonight, it'll be hard for us to lose to the Blazers at home. That's just tough game. But I feel like we win that game and we sit out against y'all. Because I really think they might position themselves to play the Kings, especially
that's whack. If so, that's bad karma. Like, if you messing with the basketball gods when it comes to like NBA standings, I don't know about that, Chief.
I mean, look at if like I said, if we beat Portland on Saturday, they're definitely not going to play against y'all on the last game of the season. Like, Kawhi's not going to play. I know that. Why?
Maybe we'll forfeit just to play y'all. Maybe we'll control the narrative. Maybe we're just not gonna try to shoot. We're not gonna shoot the whole game. Martin Williams is gonna be like, we forfeit.
If the Warriors lose tonight and the Lakers lose against tomorrow, then it's definitely for us against each other. So there's really no reason for us to play that last game of the season. Like, it'd be like, all right, why? Yeah. Why are we like, all right, we might play the first quarter. Kawhi might play the first quarter and sit out because we're going to see you again in 7 days. First game of the game 1 is next Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So
has Andrew Wiggins played yet?
No, he's supposed to be playing this week.
Ooh, okay.
So
I'm going to be
might be playing tonight. Might be playing tonight. We're recording this right before the day after the Clippers whooped on the Lakers again. I'm about to get that out. All the people that owe me money, run me my money. All the talking y'all were doing about us losing to y'all for the 11th time. Stop. You got the chips. I get it. You got the chips. This is Laker land, but you have no chance of beating us in a game in Staples, Crypto, ever again. Okay? We will be walking out of Crypto Center undefeated. We got 3 more games next year, 14-0, and then we go into the Intuit Dome. So that's my last bit. I just wanted to say that to all these Laker fans to stay hating. You know what I'm saying? And and on the side of Russ, I'm just gonna rock that baby on out of here, dog. Here we go. Yeah.
Hey, Russ didn't even have to move. Good for him, man.
He didn't
even have to move.
Well, bye, man.
All right.
That'll be good. We'll be talking to y'all soon. We'll see where everybody drops in the play-in, and we'll get that lined up, and we'll come back to speak on that. All right, Chasing Chips. We out.
Later.